Megami Tensei, I still have no idea if I'm saying that right, is a classic series of JRPGs and started back on the original Famicom. The games became very popular and created numerous spin-offs and side stories. The more notable ones include Persona, Soul Hackers, and the Shin Megami Tensei series. While many of their games are still locked in Japan, over the years there have been some released in the West, slowly gaining the series a cult following. The series has come a long way, but I always find it a good idea to look backwards and remember where you came from. Which is why I was so happy to see an English translation of the original Shin Megami Tensei. I want to take this time to once again thank the translators for their hard work and allowing us in the West to enjoy these classic games. Hey there, this is Megablade J, and today I will be reviewing Shin Megami Tensei for the PS1. Shin Megami Tensei is a turn-based JRPG. It was made and published by Atlus on the PS1 in 2001. This game is actually an updated remake. The original released on the Super Famicom back in 1992. It proved to be very popular and was ported to many different systems. These include the PC Engine, GBA, and even the Sega Saturn. From what I can tell, each version was a solid port. Some even added special features, like the Saturn version having character portraits. Today, I'll be reviewing the PS1 version. The game's story takes place in modern-day Japan and follows the journey of a typical high school boy. One day, our hero has a series of dreams that show him images of future events, teen allies, and an army of angels and demons. When he wakes, he receives an odd email. It contains a warning about a demon invasion and a demon summoning program that can control them. Confused, he goes about his day until he is accused of murder and Japan gets overrun with demons. He escapes prison, learns how to control demons, and teams up with the teens from his dreams. With his allies by his side, he fights to survive in a demon-infested Japan and gets caught up in the eternal struggle between heaven and hell. The story is surprisingly dark, especially considering this was originally on the Super Famicom. It had a few twists and turns that kept me interested, and once again was very dark, with few characters getting a happy ending. Like the rest of the Megami Tensei series, there is a morality system. As you play, certain actions and choices you make can change your alignment and who you side with. First, we have Chaos, the side of monsters and demons who believe in survival of the fittest. Next, we have Law, made of angels. They believe in order and following God's will. The last choice is just to stay neutral, putting you at odds with both sides. Your alliance will have an effect on the story, the places you explore, side quests, and bosses you face. This was a pretty cool system, as not one side seemed fully good or fully evil. It also added some replay value in seeing the results of your choices and the different endings. If you've ever played a Shin Megami Tensei game, the gameplay will be very familiar. On the world map, you have a bird's eye view of the city. Here, you can access various buildings and dungeons. When you enter a dungeon, the view shifts to first person and feels like a classic dungeon crawler. Combat is simple RPG fare. You can do the typical attack, defend, use items or magic, etc. But the main draw of combat is its monster recruitment system. It's similar to Pokemon, but instead of cute and cuddly monsters, you could command creatures of legend, religion, and folklore. So, you can have Oberon from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream and Bigfoot fighting a succubus. Another unique feature is how you recruit them. Instead of weakening, then capturing them, you have to talk to and convince them to join you. This means answering a series of random questions from said demon. If you answer them right, you gain a new battle buddy, but it's not that easy. Every monster can react differently to the same question. Some may like your answer and join, others may ask for a crap ton of money and then bolt, others will just plain get ticked off and attack you. It's tough at first, but after some trial and error, you'll start to recognize how monsters talk, and that will tell you how they will react. One thing to note is your monsters don't get stronger from fighting. Instead, you need to fuse 2 or 3 together to make a new, more powerful one. The PS1 version of this game has some great CD quality music. It's creepy and really sets the mood for exploring a post-apocalyptic Japan. The PS1 is remembered for pushing 3D polygons, but many forget it was no slouch when it came to 2D sprites. The large sprites during combat have some nice animations, and the backgrounds during the first-person dungeons were highly detailed. While being an amazing game, it does have its faults. First off, it can be stupid hard, especially at the beginning. The MC starts off extremely weak and never learns how to use spells. This makes him pretty useless in fights against foes with, say, high defense but may have a elemental weakness. Bit of advice for that: buy a freaking gun. They're expensive as hell, but some can hit multiple baddies per turn. Combine that with bullets that have effects such as shock or charm, and fights become a crap ton more manageable. Wish I had known that at the beginning. Speaking of buying things, the cost of armor, items, and reviving dead party members can cost a dumb amount of money. This means you will be doing a crap ton of grinding if you want to have enough money and levels to advance. Which makes it even more frustrating when you die due to the stupid high encounter rate and lose all your progress for like the last half hour. While the graphics are also good, the backgrounds and dungeons tend to repeat a lot. Because of this, it's very easy to get disoriented. Fortunately, there is a map, so you won't get lost, but I do wish the dungeons had more visual variety. Despite these issues, and once I learned how to stunlock baddies and bosses, overall, I really enjoyed the PS1 version of Shin Megami Tensei. It has first-person dungeon crawling, an amazing art style, good music, and a surprisingly dark storyline. If you're a fan of this series, I'd say give this one a shot. Despite this series' growing popularity, the original Shin Megami Tensei has never gotten an official Western release, except on mobile, but we won't count that. But there is a fan translation online. If you want to own a physical copy, you can buy one online for about $30 to $50. Thanks for watching. This has been Megablade J. If you enjoyed the review, please leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more playthroughs, reviews, and more of my poor attempts to entertain you all. See you all next mission. Bye.